Sleep is more important than you might think. Sleep deprivation is linked so closely to your weight that a meta-analysis showed that even missing just a couple hours of sleep a night translated into an increase in calories the next day. That increase in calories led to poor food choices, which led to poor sleep the next night, and the cycle continued on and on. So sleep is actually really important for maintaining a healthy weight. A meta-analysis in the cardiology review even showed a correlation between a lack of sleep and an increase in heart disease risk and a lowered immune system and increased diabetes risk. As you can see, sleep is really, really important. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix your sleep now. So there's a lot of reasons why we don't sleep well, but they all go back to the same root cause. Our bodies weren't designed for the sleep environments that they're operating in today. It appears that lasting evolutionary change takes about 1 million years to take effect. However, if you go back a mere 200 years to the whole Little House on the Prairie, Oregon Trail time, you would see a vastly different sleep environment than what we have today. So our bodies simply haven't evolved to the point to be able to adjust to the current sleeping conditions. That's why the main goal of the sleep hacks I'm going to teach you today revolve around showing you how to change your sleep environment closer to what it was a couple hundred years ago. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is fairly simple. This is going to help you regulate your circadian rhythm. Our ancestors went to bed when it became dark and woke up when the sun came up. I want you to try to emulate that as best as possible. And while I realize doing that to perfection might not be possible with your families, your jobs, your lives, one thing that you can do is make sure that you go to bed at a similar time every night and wake up at a similar time every morning. If you're going to bed at 8 p.m. every night, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends you're staying up till 2 a.m., you are going to throw your circadian rhythm all off every weekend and then be trying to catch up during the following week. Instead, what I want you to do is pick a time and try to stick to it. So maybe you go to bed at 9 p.m. every night, every single night, 7 days of the week. Professional biohackers who've worked really hard at setting their circadian rhythm don't even use alarms. People like Tim Ferriss, Dave Asprey, their bodies naturally get sleepy at the same time every night, and they wake up without an alarm the same time every morning. Now, this won't happen overnight, no pun intended, but practice makes perfect here. So just keep working at being as consistent as possible with your sleep and wake times. Number 2 is lighting. So lighting is key. They used to read by candlelight, which I'm not going to make you do that, but you do need to talk about what kind of light sources you're allowing into your presence on a nightly basis. So first of all, our devices. They have a very blue light that comes off of it. That blue light is similar to the light that comes from the sun. What blue light does is it tells your pineal gland to stop secreting melatonin. Melatonin is the sleepy hormone that we need to help us fall asleep at night. So what happens is when your home is full of this blue light from your computer, your TV, your phone, and even your overhead lighting and light bulbs, your brain is getting this signal that it's daytime, the sun is up, and it's not time to make melatonin, and it's not time to go to sleep. So there's a couple simple things that we can do to help this problem. First of all, let's talk about light bulbs. All the bedrooms in my home have special light bulbs that were developed by NASA scientists for their astronauts to use at night so that their brains are able to go to sleep. They have different light bulbs that they use during the day to wake them up. Those are the light bulbs I use in my office. I'm gonna have a link below where you can go and check out those light bulbs for yourself on Amazon to see if you wanna pick up some of these bulbs for yourself. We've got the nighttime ones that have more of a softer orange glow to them, and then we've got the daytime ones that have a glow that's more similar to the sun with that blue light. Next up is all those tiny little lights that happen to be all over our homes, whether it's a DVR, a TV, a lighting system on the wall, your alarm system, smoke detector, whatever it is, there's a lot of lights in our life. Believe it or not, even these tiny little lights can send a signal to your brain that it's daytime. So I recommend light blocking stickers. They have a little bit of transparency to them, so you can still use your remote control for your TV or whatever you need to do, but it changes the spectrum of the light and blocks out the type of light that can wake you up. I'm gonna have a link below to buy those also. This next one takes a little bit more effort because you actually have to put something on. It's less of a one and done. So with the light bulbs, you do it once, you're done for a while. The stickers over your lights, you do it once and you're done. These you're gonna have to remember to put on every night, but these are a really great option if you want to watch a movie before bed, but still be able to sleep well. I look ridiculous, but these are gonna block out all of the blue wavelength. Everything honestly looks really weird right now, and you have to get used to it, but these are amazing for blocking out the blue light at night so that you can fall asleep more easily when you're ready to go to sleep at night. I'm gonna put a link to grab these on Amazon below as well. The next area that can heavily impact our sleep is nutrient density. Unfortunately, today, our soils are massively over-farmed. There's monocrops without crop rotation, and what the end result of that is very, very depleted soil. Depleted soil leads to nutrient depleted foods. A lot of these nutrients are crucial for sleep. Some of them are building blocks for neurotransmitters that help us sleep, like L-tryptophan or melatonin. Other ones like magnesium, when we have deficiencies in that area, it can lead to insomnia, sleep deprivation, and anxiety. So what do we do about it? One thing you could do is grow your own food. It's actually a lot easier than you think, and you can even do it in a small apartment as long as you have a windowsill. Something else you could do is hit up some farmers markets and make sure that you talk to the farmer, you find out about their farming practices. If you find a farmer that has some really great farming practices, you have a better chance of being able to get more nutrient-rich foods. And finally, sometimes we need supplements when all else fails. My top sleep supplements are magnesium, L-tryptophan, 5-HTP, and an herbal blend called Best Rest. Before making any supplement choices or any changes to your routine, make sure you consult your medical health professional. If you get the go-ahead to try some new supplements, I'll put a link below to the Wellevate dispensary where you can get 10% off of trying some of these out for yourself. The next one is EMF exposure. Our prairie-dwelling ancestors did not have to contend with a massive amount of electromagnetic frequencies that we have in our world today. We have 5G and Wi-Fi and all types of things in the air that are creating frequencies that are really disruptive for sleep. These frequencies have been shown to disrupt not only sleep quantity, but quality as well. So when it comes to EMF exposure, the more that you can reduce your exposure, the better. So I'm gonna give you a few different things that you can try out. The first one is simple. You're gonna go into the settings on your phone, turn it on airplane mode when you go to sleep. So that's gonna stop a lot of the transmission of data. So you don't have all those signals coming into and out of your phone while it's next to your head on your nightstand. I also have a special case that blocks EMFs that I use all the time, but putting it in airplane mode at night is going to be really helpful. The next thing that you can do is get a simple timer and hook up your Wi-Fi to a timer. Whatever time you typically go to bed at night, just have it switch all the Wi-Fi in the house off then, and simply have it scheduled to turn it back on when you would typically wake up in the morning. That way you're not missing out on your Wi-Fi when you need it, but when you're sleeping, you're able to get really deep restorative sleep without Wi-Fi signals disrupting you. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can do something that I often recommend to my clients that have chronic illness. They're very, very sensitive to EMFs. So I ask them to go out to their garage and turn off the circuit breaker that has any and all power to any part of their house that they don't crucially need. You're gonna keep your refrigerator on, of course, and your alarm system, but you're gonna turn off all the outlets in your bedroom and the walls that are surrounding your bedroom, and just really reduce that electromagnetic frequency as much as possible. There's something that's really common in houses called dirty electricity. You wouldn't know that it's there unless you hired someone with a special meter to come and test it, but trust me, 99% of homes have at least some dirty electricity to them. Now, when you're cutting the circuit breakers, you are essentially turning off all the electricity, so you're also eliminating the dirty electricity, thereby reducing your EMF exposure. I ask a lot of my clients to give it a try for just a couple nights, and if they find that they're waking up more rested and better moods and they're feeling amazing, then they can go the extra mile and buy a device that will hook up to their circuit breaker to turn it on and off, so they don't have to walk all the way out to the garage every night when they want to do it. Those are some things that you could at least give a try. Airplane mode on your phone, turn off the Wi-Fi at night, and for extra credit, turn off the circuit breaker. My next sleep hack is the easiest yet the hardest: room usage. Your room should only be used for 2 things: sleep and sex, nothing else. If that's the case, if the only time you go in your bedroom is to go to sleep or have sex, your brain will know and it will start to become programmed by this. It's gonna make it much, much easier for you to fall asleep when you're in your room. Versus if every night you're in your room and you're on your phone and you're on your laptop and you're trying to squeeze extra work in, and then you're gonna watch a show and then you're gonna try to fall asleep, you're confusing your brain. It thinks it's time to work when you're in the room. It's not gonna realize it's time to sleep. And this is another thing where consistency is key. The more you do this, the more it's gonna add up and help you to sleep better. I know I just gave you a lot of recommendations. Try not to get overwhelmed. Just work through them one at a time. Work on the light bulbs first. Then you can get some blue blocking lenses. Just keep this video saved, go back to it periodically, and slowly go down the checklist so that you don't get overwhelmed. These are the kinds of things that are cumulative. So the more you do them and the more you stack on top of each other, the better and better your sleep is going to be. And like I said, your sleep impacts a lot. So if your sleep is better, I can pretty much guarantee your whole life is going to be better. I would love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these sleep hacks? If so, comment below. Let me know how it went for you. And if you need help with anything else, I'm always here. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any new videos.